Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T1 HMC. It's the American Tier 2 SPG and it's located on the south spawn of Abbey. And it's under the command of JohnnieP. Now it's universally regarded as probably the worst Arty in the game. It's got a terrible 75mm pack howitzer. Got penetration of only 19mm and alpha damage of 175. It's built on the chassis of a T2 light tank and was built by the Cunninghams during the between the wars, during the Great Depression, and they only built one prototype, but it was cancelled shortly afterwards due to the Depression. It's got a pretty awful arc. It's got a very good range, but that's about all. Oh, don't turn over, whatever you do. And it really is quite poor in many aspects. And most players seem to have a lot of trouble with this particular Arty, and they give up at an early stage because it's just so dreadful. As I say, range-wise, it can fire virtually over the entire battlefield, but it's got a very wide arc, which is quite good, but very poor reticule bloom. Okay, Emir Cruiser 3 rounds out. Well, he got a hit, but we don't know how much damage he did because shortly after he fired, the Cruiser 3 went unspotted. Now, reload 7.8 seconds, which is quite good. Round out on the Swedish tank destroyer. I can never pronounce that. Pulver FM42. Pulver. He's not going to last long because he's only got 9 hit points left. And JohnnieP fired a round in at him anyway. Or we can see the cruiser has lost some hit points, so his shot may have done some damage. Lining up another one. Dialing in, and well, he fired, but the cruiser moved directly after he shot. Okay, lining up another one. JohnnieP has a lot of patience with these lower tier guns. He just practices on them. Fires a round in, and oh, just in front of the cruiser, but no splash on this gun at all. Cruiser's marked is a tier 2 as well. Oh, he got a direct hit and wiped him out. He had low hit points there, so he did get a hit, and it did pen, and he wiped him out. Going for the strip, and that's a one-shot kill. 98 hit points. He had already lost some damage, but he only needed one shot to get rid of that one. And it's going to be a difficult shot to hit those because they're in the Abbey Road. And the buildings are getting in the way. Got a red line on the buildings. Right, there's a tank we can hit, the T1, which is the predecessor of the T2, and also, which of course the T1 HMC has his chassis based on. So it's very similar chassis to this tank. And that's a direct hit, wipes him out. Only 2 hit points, but it is a kill. And he's now got 3 kills, which is much more. Well, it's equal to the score of the rest of his team so far. So he's got half the kills on his team. We need an enemy to fire at, and unfortunately with the range of the radio, he can't actually communicate with the tanks on the west side of the map, so he doesn't know where the enemy over that side are. He just knows that a medium one was seen on the west side, as well as a TKS-20. He's firing at an MS-1, or where an MS-1 was last seen. Oh, he's now spotted the enemy tanks on the west side again. How he managed to get radio communication, I don't know. But what he has found is that MS-1, and oh, he was close. He was very close to it when he fired that round in. He's dialing in on the position, taking aim. Another few seconds before he'd be ready. Fires a round in just before he was ready, but it goes true, and it did hit the target. Ready? Rounds out. No, he doesn't get a kill. Right, the medium one's over on the west side, and you can see it for only a brief few seconds, but there's nobody to spot over there now, so obviously he's never going to see it again until it comes south. He's just sort of like chancing his arm. He's got 49 rounds of ammunition left. Plenty of ammo on this Arty. It is, after all, only a 75mm. That Fiat 3000 is going off to the East Passage, the river. No, he's not going to see those. He might see the TKS if he goes up to the plateau. Then it'll be our T3 HMC who spots him. Oh, we just lost our Striv FM21. There's their BT2. He's been seen. And we've got the Fiat in the north. We can see him. Our T60 is firing on him, I think. And he's down to just 1 hit point. Can we fire that round in and get a hit? We're trying. Round out. Oh, it lands nearby, but it's not on target. Fire another shot in. We can't see the target. No, no joy. That Fiat's probably not there anymore. And we just managed to kill the BT2. No sign of that TKS-20 or the medium one. And we know there's an MS-1 right next door to that cliff. Just there he was last seen. He's aiming for the same spot again. He might pump around in just to see if he's still there. Round out. Nope, nothing there. Let's go for the same spot as the Fiat again. Round out. Nope, nothing. There's the TKS. Okay, now we can shoot at him. And he's just hiding next to the rock. And unfortunately our rock's in the way. So we're going to have to move. And the TKS has been taken down. And he knocks the tree down as he goes past. And that might tell the enemy where to look for him. Of course, there's no enemy Arty left on their team. So it's not going to be an Arty round that he receives. It'll just be that their tanks might look for a fallen tree. And there's the medium one. And he can hit that. That's the tier 1 British tank. It's very thin armour. It's really only designed to withstand machine gun fire. So if you put an Arty round into it, it's certainly going to hurt. He can probably pen the armour on that tank. Dialing in. Very poor reticule bloom on this tank, on this Arty. Yes! That's a kill shot. That's his 4th kill, so he's got a fighter badge at least. 6 hit points. There's still 3 enemies out there. Unfortunately, we've lost all the tanks on the east side of the map. So nobody's going to be able to spot for us on that side. He's just taking a chance that he might hit the enemy. T3's taken up a position so he can look out for any tanks coming down through the eastern passage next to the Abbey. But they could have gone down to the river road, you see, so although it's unlikely. A lot of these tanks are very, very slow, so it will be a long trip for them to go out along the river road or down all the way to the cap. But if they were to do that, then obviously they would get the protection of the rocks on the way down. You'd only see them when they were right on top of you. The other thing is where JohnnieP is actually located, he might spot these enemy tanks as they just come towards the cap plateau. So there's a possibility he will be the first to see them when they next appear. There are 3 enemy tanks, 2 MS-1s, which are the Russian or Soviet Tier 1 tanks, and a Fiat 3000, which is the Tier 1 Italian tank. They're all very, very weak armour. And against a Tier 2 gun, they're not going to really survive very long. Now, all 3 tanks on our team, on JohnnieP's team, are Tier 2. All 3 tanks on the enemy team, Tier 1. Okay, Okay, the T3 HMC is going up the river road. Oh, the MS1, one of them, has appeared on the cliffs, and the Renault Otsu has spotted him. In fact, actually, the Renault Otsu, I seem to recall, is a tier 1. Yes, so I got that wrong. And he's firing at the Renault Otsu, and he's taken him out. Trying a shot on the MS, fire around in, and no, it doesn't go anywhere near. So the T3 has come back, and I think for a moment there was there another enemy there? Well, we're going to rely on that T3 to spot for us. Oh, there is the MS. Okay, dialing in. Oh, we've lost the T3. So if we're going to win this now, it's going to be JohnnieP having to take out all 3 of the enemy. And the other MS1 has come close. He's really close. Here he is. He's just driving up, and he hasn't seen us. He's not even pointing at us. And we fire around at him. He must have seen that. We're reloading. He's coming for us. Just can't see him at the moment now. Now, the trouble is, he probably would have seen us the moment we fired. So we're now expecting the enemy to come up towards us. And the T1 HMC is absolutely terrible when it comes to shotgunning, because the gun's so high on the vehicle. It really is very, very high indeed, you can see. So this is going to be really difficult. If JohnnieP can do this, he's not only going to get a top gun, but he's actually... Oh, no, the enemy's capping. So they're inexperienced players, so rather than take him on and kill him, they'd rather cap. And that's going to allow us to take them out one by one. And they're sitting there in the cap, all on their own, and they're moving. He fires in and takes out the Fiat. Now that's got the attention of the others. And the MS is firing at him. He fires around him, takes him out too. That's his top gun. Now, can he get this other MS? He's reloading. The other guy's moving. And yes, he gets him. Wins the game. 7 kills. Top gun. Nicely done. That took some doing. And some cool as well. Oh my god, look at this. He's got an ace tanker from that game in the T1 HMC, JohnnieP. He got an expert Sweden. That means he's taken and killed every tank in the Swedish tech tree. All of them, including the, except the premium tanks and the award tanks. But he's killed every one of them from tier 1 all the way up to tier 10. He's got the Bruce medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 9. A Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in the battle. He got 7. And a Defender medal because he took those enemy tanks out when they had accumulated enough cap points in order to get 70 defense points. So let's have a look at the team scores. Well, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the battle. That actually went to the Cruiser 3, would you believe it? He managed to get 395 hit points before he was taken out by JohnnieP. The next highest scorer was the T60. He managed 333 hit points before he was killed. And then came JohnnieP. He managed 308 hit points. When it came to kills, JohnnieP really did beat all of them. 7 kills. The next highest score was the Fiat 3000. He managed 4. Then came the MS1, who managed 3, and then a couple of tanks who managed to get 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, though, it was JohnnieP who was right at the top with 525. Then we had the T60, 279, the T1 Cunningham, 278. So let's have a look at detail report. Well, he fired 24 rounds during that battle. He fired a lot of speculative shots, blind shots. He got 8 direct hits, 8 penetration, 3 splash. Damage of 308 hit points, of which 252 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously, those last shots on the enemy in the cap were at close range. He received 1 hit from the MS1 in the cap, and it was a penetration. But he also hit 7 of the enemy and got 7 kills, and he managed to get 89 defense points. He only needed 70 to get the defender medal, but he got 89, so that was more than enough to get the defender. On a premium count, he earned 9,408 credits, and after repairs and ammunition resupply, and the ammo is incredibly cheap because it's only 75mm howitzer ammunition, he actually took away 7,839 credits for a tier 2 battle. He received 787 XP, times 3 for the first victory of the day, took away 2,362 for the battle. And he actually says that this was a T1 HMC, a bit of seal clubbing, but got an 8th mastery and a top gun, and a win rate of 2,354. So very good battle, very entertaining, especially that last few moments when 3 of them were capping all at once. They probably thought, bit too risky to go finding that Arty. Well, yes, but the Arty found you and took you all out. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.